Well, good morning to you all. Good morning. Monday, the 4th of March 2024. I've gathered the entire workforce of the Faber Farm Glassworks and Carriage Restoration company together, and we're looking at the weather and we're planning what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Well, the electrician says it's too cold to be working in the garden, and the plasterer has said, and it's too cold to be rendering outdoors. And, well, the gardener chimed in. Nice to hear from the gardener. He's sort of come back now that the weather's beginning to turn up a bit. And he pointed out that if we're going to cut grass, we need to do it around about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So there could be some grass cutting, not a lot. But the works convener has told management that, well, the only thing to do at 5:45 is to make a cup of tea. The first planned activity that the union has agreed to is I'm taking a load of rubbish to the déchetterie, the tip. You know, the plasterer, painter, gardener, they're all sat indoors in the warm having tea while I've got to go out and do the rubbish run. I prefer leaving this until I've got a car full, and I haven't got a car full, but I just wanted to get some clutter out from under my feet. There's assorted rules about what we can and can't put in the rubbish that's collected on a Monday morning. One of the things we're not allowed to put out for the dustman is I'm going to say can, not really the right word, the plastic container that we get our paraffin in. They have to be taken to the tip. Yeah, because if you clean them out and cut them into small strips, you can put them in the rubbish, but otherwise you take them to the tip. So that's what prompted this particular trip, added to the simple truth that with frost on the grass, I can't be cutting the lawn just yet. We need to leave that a few hours to dry and prepare itself to be cut. Looks like a glorious morning. The weather is clear. The moon this morning, we had a crescent moon. It was gin clear, which of course meant that we did have a frost. Now, I've brought you along this road before, so I'm going to turn the camera off. Only get it out if there's something that I think you'll particularly want to see. And now we're coming into Mezierres on Brenne. A delightful small town. Once upon a time it was a very, very important town in this part of the world. Some of you have done this trip enough with me that you know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to be turning right. And we'll see what's what in the town centre. Well, there's still building works going on in the space outside the hotel. I hate this little corner. It's very tight. This isn't the quickest way to the tip, it's just sometimes there's something interesting to see here. Today perhaps not. Yeah, no, sorry, nothing interesting there. Oh, Bentley Turbo Mulsanne. And the back door of the gendarmerie. Chickens. Yes, that was a pleasant activity. Only person there, I suspect, because it's that time of year that sensible people are still indoors drinking coffee. And short, pleasant conversation with the chap that works there, which is always good. Oh, excuse me. Conversational French. Let's just have a look at the river while we're here. Conversational French requires that you have conversations, and conversations with people who are not necessarily school teachers, who just use ordinary language. Yeah, this looks a bit more interesting than it sometimes is. Yes, frost on the grass still. And I'm looking into the sun, which is not the right way to point the camera. But never mind, I think we can see that there's a lot more water here than is usually the case. Just to remind us where we are, there's the French tricolour flying outside the fire station. I always think this is a very pretty little row of houses, a terrace, an odd detached one. And what is today anyway? Yeah, 4th of March. Have to think about that one. Have to think about it whilst pulling out blind. There we are, that's it. Now we can think about it. 4th of March. It's the feast day of Saint Casimir. And some of you are going to say, never heard of him. And some of you are going to say, oh yes, we all know Saint Casimir. Well, I didn't, so I had to look him up earlier this morning. Lithuanian, did some good stuff, nice bloke, canonised as a saint, celebrated on the 4th of March, which is the anniversary of his death. We get a much better view with the sun behind us, don't we? You know, you can see all of the trees sort of cheerfully sprouting flowers. Goodness, traffic. Well, what's this chap doing? Is he pulling over to let me overtake, or is he going to... He's letting me overtake. That's good. Yeah, it's that time of day for dragging rolls of straw and to feed the animals or to give them something to lay down on. See puddles in the fields. That's how much rain we've had. Not a bad thing. For the last, well, I know of the last 3 years, but apparently it's been progressively getting worse. The summers have become a lot drier and it's becoming quite a problem. So a good soaked ground at the start of the season is not a bad thing. Trees with all the mistletoe in them. Over this slight rise, you can see the chateau of Azay le Ferron. And of course the chateaus were not just someone's house. You know, they were the centre of a small empire, as it were. You know, with the chateau came all of the land, and you could sublet the land or manage the land yourself, do whatever. Own a bit of forest which gave you firewood that you could get a commercial benefit from. And of course the chateau pretty much employed everybody in the town, one another. in the YouTube community that we sort of mix with, you know, garagey sort of model railway sort of boat owning Georgians, and there's an unwritten law that says that if you go to the tip to throw things away, it is almost a holy commandment that you come back with something, which might be okay in certain states in the United States. You know, maybe that's the case in Tennessee, but here it is absolutely forbidden to take anything from the tip. You know, you throw things away at the tip. So how this ended up in my car will have to remain a mystery. Yeah, it's not actually, I can't find a maker's mark on it anywhere, but, well, I think I know where it's going to be placed. But that did not come from the tip, okay?